I know I said a lot of bad things about your people in the past 6.5 years, but I really would like to ask you just one favor. Please boycott the ECW Arena Friday night, June 24th. You see, I just found out who Sabu's opponent's going to be on that night, and I'm afraid for my man's well-being. See, if nobody shows up, then everything's going to be okay. They have to cancel the matches. But if you do show up, then they have to have the matches, which means Sabu has to fight this guy. And Sabu's my meal ticket, and I think this guy can hurt Sabu, which would mean the end of Paulie Dangerously.
Bang, 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 bang.
The following announcement has been paid for.
Smarks Audio.
Proudly brings to you Hostile City Showdown 1990 Fizzo Star the scourge of the IWC Das Fooch
Quintuple P.
Hot Stuff Hollywood. Yes, sir.
We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper.
Official.StreetSmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, StreetSmark Audio, or fuck with us. Official.StreetSmarks on SoundCloud and IG, StreetSmark Fanpage on Facebook, Street_Smarks on Twitter, or ECW Memories. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW, June 24th, 1994. This is Hostile City Showdown. It's Extreme Retro Review number 71. You're here with the Broad Street Cyberbullies, the greatest ECW podcast in the known and unknown multiverse.
You got that right.
And we're continuing on the wave, La Onda, if you want to get Espanol with it.
Now, what does that mean?
La Onda?
Yeah.
The wave.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, La Onda, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So, so it's like Generato de la Onda.
Generato de la Onda?
Yeah, the wave generator.
See.
And it's just crazy. I got to shout out my boy Shim.
Shim.
What's up, Shim?
Oh, man.
So, Hot Stuff Hollywood. What are your thoughts and views of this show?
Oh man, I'm gonna give this show a B. I'm gonna give this show a B for boring. And since I almost said it, because it was shitty. It had a few entertaining spots or whatever, moments or whatever, but for all this talk of hostile, they must have used the word hostile a million times leading up to this show. I don't know. I was not impressed at all by any means.
I will tell you what's hostile about this show. The hostility that my eyes were given. You know what I'm saying? Because the fucking show, as a show visually, the person who recorded this show, they dubbed it to a fucking DVD and then put it onto the internet. But initially, you had to get the show off of ECW Home Video. 1994, you get it off of VHS tape.
No, you file shared. You didn't.
I acquired it.
Yeah. File sharing.
Point being is, the show is fucking jumpy the entire time because the tracking is off. So, literally 1 minute into the show is just jumping around. And it took me days. I tell you, days to watch this show and review this show. just for you. So, you're welcome. You're welcome. So Joey's back. That's awesome. Because we've been fucking listening to Scoop for the last several weeks. And I told you Scoop is fucking awful. Scoop is fucking awful. He has his moments.
He has his moments.
A minute into the VHS rip and the tracking's off. The whole show's like this. It shows a shot of the Philadelphia skyline, and we're off into Hostile City Showdown 1994. So opening the show, jerking the curtain, we got the Putz versus the Shy. Tommy Dreamer versus Hack Myers. Tommy with a sequin jacket. We got the Shy jaw-jacking to the crowd. Putz sucks up to the crowd by stomping on a hockey jersey of some rival team. I think it's the New York Islanders. We got Face Shine. Shaw's wearing the Putz jacket on his head. You know what I'm saying? He put the fucking the hockey jersey on Shaw's head so he can do some opening shine shit. It's garbage. He's terrible. I hate the Putz. Joey makes fun of the big two paper in the crowd in their recent pay-per-view attempts. More Face Shine and booze. Putz slows down a hold. The crowd replies by saying, "Let's go Hack." just to show you how unover the Putz is. They start chanting "Dreamer sucks." I love the Philly crowd. The heat spot's cut off and we're into an extended squash territory. The real heat spot to Cheers. Joey with his first Hackomania bit. The crowd starts to mock the Shy with his punches because every time the Shy punches, he says, "Shy! Shy!" So the crowd, they don't have nothing else better to do. They don't want to chant boring. So now they're just trolling the Shy by yelling, "Shy! Shy! Shy! Shy!" Oh, man. Shy doing heel stuff to Cheers. Putz come back. He has a low blow. Hack chant. Putz finishes with a top rope Superfly Jimmy Snuka splash to Booze for the win. Dud. H-Dub, have you finally got your beer under control?
Well, it has stopped jizzing all over me, which is good. It sucks because now I probably smell like a straight Corona right now. As far as this match goes, this match was 9 minutes long. On one hand, I was glad, like, dang, if there must be a Tommy Dreamer versus Hack Myers match, at least it's going to be first and they're going to get it over with. But it was 9 freaking minutes long. And then, did like Superfly bequeath his move to him after whooping his ass for so many times during their feud or something? It's like, when did he start doing the top rope splash?
Well, you gotta notice, like, Tommy Dreamer is still working his moveset out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has his opening Face Shine bit down. You know what I'm saying? He can come out hot and everything, but once it gets to the middle and the end of the match, that's where he has no idea what to do. So you see Tommy Dreamer doing moves, you know what I'm saying? Like last fucking big show, he did the overhead Liger kick, which I called Luger kick.
Well done.
Right. And he's doing different shit. He's abandoned the Dreamweaver move, you know what I'm saying? The Cobra Clutch fucking side Russian leg sweep bit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's clunky as fucking terrible. So he's just doing different moves, and it's a callback to the Snuka shit, and you're going to see a lot of callbacks in Tommy Dreamer's matches going forward. So you saw, he did the Superfly splash. That's right. He fucking jobs to the splash over in the night the line was crossed. Recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review number 49.
Well done.
But overall, like I said, you're just seeing Tommy Dreamer coming to his own, trying to get his match down. He has the opening part down, but the middle to the end sucks. So he's just doing shit to do shit and see what works and see what sticks, and that's the deal.
Oh, and I also noted during their entrances that when Hack came out, I was like, Hack looks like he just came from the gay bar. And then when Tommy Dreamer came out in his sequin jacket, I was like, Tommy Dreamer looks like he just came from the gay bar.
It was his date.
Now it's time for some hanky panky.
Right? And then go back to the back and finish that shit off. Yeah. So now you just saw 9 minutes of voyeurism.
Oh no! Oh no! It's not what I signed up for.
And I know you didn't sign up for the next match because it's Chad Autism versus Devious Donnie Allen.
When these two jobbers came out and shit, I'm like, how do we go from Tommy Dreamer and Hack Myers to Donnie Allen versus Chad Austin?
I knew 911 was coming. I just smelled him. I said, oh, 911. 911's coming. So Devious is in the ring already. Chad walks in. 911 immediately rushes the ring.
Oh, thank God.
Choke slam on Pee Wee. Pee Wee does his swan dive. He does his snow angel into the mat. Chad and Devious jump 911. Paul strutting on the apron. Double choke slam onto the geeks. Another choke slam on Pee Wee. Todd runs in. He shoves Paul. 911 choke slams Todd. Paul with the last rites. Joey must proclaim that he's Jewish. Todd with a second choke slam. 911 is still over. Putt saves another choke slam from Todd. So now Tommy Dreamer's trying to go up against 911. So they go at it. Quick choke slam on Tommy Dreamer. 911 is obviously tired at this point because it was a choke struggle.
Yeah. Struggle slam.
Tommy Dreamer gets the last rites by Paul. 911 and Paul powder. Your thoughts?
That was one of the rare highlights for me because it took me from an emotional low once I thought it was about to have a Chad Austin and Donnie Allen match, and it was very nice to see him choke slam Todd Gordon and Tommy Dreamer. So that that did it for me right there. Let's see that lighter that slowly making its way into your genitalia.
Right? It was already up here.
Yeah, and then it was in your lap. Oh.
So we have a dog collar match between the Tasmaniac and Pitbull 1 with Jason, the sexiest man on earth. Taz rushes the ring. It's a double choke clothesline with the chain with Pitbull 1 and Jason. They attack him. Pitbull punches with the chain in his hand. They do some outside stuff with the chain. Taz fires up outside and he tries to break the rail. Taz with a chair on Pitbull. He chokes him with it. Back and forth outside stuff. Why the fuck do they have a dog collar? They go into the crowd. I said, this differs from any other ECW match. How? How sweaty?
They're just S&M together in their little dog collars.
Joey drops a hardcore heaven line during his play-by-play. Back inside, more stuff. Shitbull chant from the crowd. Joey says he can't hear it. I fucking forgot Jason, the sexiest man on earth, was there. They did a shot on him. I guess that's a good thing. Because I didn't want Jason to take away from the heat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, managers, they're trying to get their sales over as well. You know what I'm saying? And Jason, he has the ability to not, to get heat, but not take so much heat away from his charges. You know what I'm saying? So the heat is still on Pitbull. Pitbull still gets his shit in, and he's still over. You know what I'm saying? You take fucking Jason away from the Pitbull's still over. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whereas like, Bobby Heenan back in the day, he'd get with the flunky of the week. Hogan beats him. Now, Bobby Heenan leaves them. They're flunkier.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so then I found out that the motherfucking match is corners rules. All right, so now they're doing the corner spot. You know what I'm saying? Like the Texas Chain Match Massacre.
I didn't know what was going on because normally them type of matches, it's you either doing the corners or you're getting a pinfall.
Then Taz does some shit and he tries to get a pin. So the motherfuckers, you can do corners or a pin in this match. What the fuck is going on in this match at this point? Taz with a 2 count is cut off by Pitbull belly to belly for 2. I said, is it corners or is it pin? whatever. It's ECW. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Shitbull did his kick with his theatrics. He does a power bomb. He chokes him, grabs three corners, but Taz does the three corners bits behind him. So, motherfucker Pitbull does an emphatic tag. Taz does the gay tag.
Right.
2 emphatic tag. Taz with the second gay tag.
And normally there's a reason for that.
Okay. So Pitbull saunters towards the fourth ring corner, but Taz catches him with a half Nelson Tazplex for the win. Negative infinity. Too much of nothing going on for me to care. Some cool spots. HW, your thoughts on the match?
This was a match that should have been a good ass match. A match that I wanted to be it was a match I was looking forward to, and it seemed like a complete waste of time, and it was turned out to be more confusing than anything. Because especially at the finish, right before he did the half Nelson's belly to back suplex, whatever. Like he didn't even. So Taz is following up behind Pitbull, touching the corners. Neither one of these motherfuckers attempt to touch the fourth corner. So it's like, what was the fucking point? Why is this match have both pinfalls and the doggone turnbuckle things?
Here is some quick words from the Scourge. So I believe, because since it's corners, Taz can't do his suplexes. Okay. I mean, he could do his suplexes, but it doesn't really parlay into the match because you got to touch four corners. It helps Pitbull.
Okay.
But the pin actually helps Taz because, he can do his high impact moves and then go for a pin. Right. Because if it's corners, if he does his high impact suplexes and shit, he has to get up and then touch the corner. It breaks the flow of the match, I believe. So that way, I think this is a quick politic from Taz, okay, to say, hey, I got to get my shit in. I'm going over. I got to go over with a pin count. Let me get my suplex in.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, it's negative infinity, obviously. Because you don't even know. I mean, you're telling two different type of stories.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got high impact match with a dog collar that really doesn't even play into the match at all.
Yeah.
Or you go four corners and it's terrible.
You neutered the whole stipulation of the dog collar match. Now it just looks stupid.
Right. So you do a match that is reminiscent of the great Eddie Gilbert versus Terry Funk Texas Chain Match Massacre, recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review number 13.
That's right. Good times.
And you try to do another match of that type, and you completely fuck it up with pinfalls. It only leads to serve one person, Taz.
Interesting. And unfortunate. Could have been a much better match.
So Pitbull 2 rushes in. Jason's waving him in, and they beat up Taz with the chain. For what? They double team Taz. The Pit Bulls reform. Apparently they were a tag team before Eastern started, so they were a tri-state tag team.
Okay.
They hang Taz with the chain outside the ring. Pitbull 1 cheers him repeatedly. Jason raises both their arms and he poses.
So basically you take one of your decent mid-card acts and just throw them in a tag team for no reason.
After doing the job.
Right. Oh, man.
They have nothing going on with this guy, obviously.
Oh, man, sad.
So we got the Lunkheads versus the franchise, Shane Douglas and the Roughneck in a tag team match. This match was completely shitty.
Oh, super shitty.
And it was long as fuck. I'm not even going to talk about how many punches there was in this match. They do a brawl outside the ring. It settles into a tag match. But the Lunkheads can't babyface in peril. I said Aryans aren't programmed to show weakness. It's an outside brawl. Joey blows Shane like Brianna Love on par with Ric Flair and Bret Hart.
That's right. Because he called him out and neither one of them responded to his challenge.
The Lunkheads are Lunkheads. Backhand Shane with a belly to Bailey. Joey won't stop with the verbal fellatio. More stuff. Seemed like a shoot with Mr. Hughes and one lunkhead. Never mind. I got work. They were talking. This match fell apart completely, and it's awful. Sidewalk slam, no ref. Lunkhead X boots Hughes in the head.
No, he booted him in the shoulder. No. It completely missed his head.
He fucking rolls his brother over for the 3. Hughes kicks out at 3.1. Double negative infinity.
And deservedly so.
Your thoughts?
I don't think anything I could say could add to that. Only thing that I can say is just I was extremely on my notes I put very disappointed.
Let's break this down for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I get that Shane Douglas, the ECW heavyweight champion, is your guy.
That's right.
Okay. He cannot do jobs one-on-one because he's the guy.
Right.
You have nobody to fight him with. So he has to fight in tag matches. So they pull out the Lunkheads.
Did you see where Lunkhead botched the leapfrog spot and shit?
But here's the thing, though. Since he can't job one-on-one, he can still do tag team jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. Ric Flair, you know what I'm saying, to do his next match, he would lose in a tag match to the guy. You know what I'm saying? So when he fought the Rock and Roll Express, he jobbed to Ricky Morton, and then Ricky Morton gets a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, he came back, he fought in a tag match against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. He jobbed to Ricky. Then they have the first trilogy of great matches in 1989. Okay, so it's a precedent that's set that the world champion, or your champion, your top guy, while he can't do one-on-one jobs, can still do tag team jobs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Who did the job in this match?
Mr. Hughes.
Shane Douglas is a crafty guy.
Well done.
Mr. Hughes shouts at the ref about the call. He cuts an inaudible promo on the ref. Shane co-signs. I said, it's like a M. Night Shyamalan movie. I said, where you're waiting for the twist at the end, but the movie sucks and they got your money again. You're waiting for the payoff of this match. The match sucks. There's no payoff. You wrote a whole page on this match. I'm still going to keep doing this for you, motherfuckers. Fuck you, ECW. Fuck you.
Also, the tagline, ECW, it's not for everyone. That doesn't save the day this time.
Absolutely not.
I concur.
So we got Goof with Tranny, Tommy Cairo, and Peaches versus Sandman and Woman. Kane on the pole. I said, Sandman better go over or I write. Because this show has been terrible so far. Terrible. Geek RT stumbles through the stipulations of the match. What a goof. The music is completely awful. It's a long stall. Sandman comes out. I said, oh my God, when does Enter Sandman come into play? Because this shit is, all this music is terrible.
We're getting closer though, because he debuts the ECW.
I'm tired of this shitty theme music. I appreciate the growth, but holy fuck. Surfing USA, Big Shot by Elton John. Who gives a shit? I want some fucking Metallica. Let's get this shit going.
Oh man.
Although, I said the point, he's out of place, but he's looking like the Sandman because he has the ECW shirt, the constant promotion, great angle, Paulie. He smokes the squally, and he has the Zubaz pants on. Woman in the blue dress. looking mighty fine.
Oh man, woman in a blue dress.
Joey calls Peaches the first lady of ECW.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It's a quick stall. Goof, sloppy shine. Hack wants the cane. Goof cuts off continually. Hack threw a table early. Hack stalks Peaches. Goof doesn't grab the cane, opting to save Peaches because the captain save-a-hoe that he is. I said, Hack gets the heat with a low blow. And he gets some bread basket shots. Shout out Gorilla Monsoon. Hack with a slow, methodical pace. A power slam. Then a slingshot body press. Said it's weird. He paintbrushes the Goof. Goof come back. Woman grabs a cane from underneath the ring. Hack just canes Cairo for the no contest.
What the fuck?
Negative infinity. Your thoughts?
Oh, my first thought was when I saw the pole that the cane was connected to, my thoughts was neither one of these motherfuckers is climbing that pole.
Fat bitches.
Yeah, that was my first thought. My second thought was, how does a match that is a weapon on a pole match end in a no? First of all, why is it a no contest? So if you want to call a DQ on Sandman,
You can't call it DQ because there's no DQ. It's a cane on a pole.
so why? What is the problem?
Goof can't job again.
So
He can't job again.
apparently not. So I don't know. At this point, this card is 0 for whatever number of matches we're in, because everything up to this point, including this shit, was terrible and didn't make no sense. Except the match itself was garbo.
Post match, we have Peaches shoving Hack. Peaches goes flying with a push and keeps hitting Cairo. He smokes a squally. Peaches saves Goof. Hack throws the original cane to Woman.
Yeah.
The crowd pops.
Yeah.
Woman sells it hard as fuck. She's behind Peaches, yelling for EMTs and geeks. She gets whacked by Woman.
Yeah.
Cairo gigs his arm, and then Hack yells, "Pay your bill, Cairo!"
Oh, man.
Pay your bill, pay your
To a whole chant by the ECW crowd.
Oh, that pop was awesome.
The heels bounce. The post match was a 1. So I split for a dud. Goof with the sale, but he still saves Peaches, who may have a concussion. If she dies, she dies.
With the if she dies, she dies, I'm with. But that post match, in my book, that I don't know, the crowd when he said, we got on the mic, he said, "Pay your bills, Tommy Cairo," and then the crowd started saying, "Pay your bills, pay your bills." Like that made it the instant 5 out of 5 for me right there.
Well, you know that people are actually watching the TV show at this point.
Oh, right, exactly. So yeah, they know what he's talking about and
Exactly.
shit. Yeah, you know,
He's not saying that shit on the match. You know, he might be saying it in the matches, but you know what I'm saying, you definitely hearing the shit during the promos on the clip shows that we recount every fucking week.
for you.
You're welcome. Moving on. So we have a recap of the Funks and the Public Enema saga. Big fucking whoop. Moving on.
Ain't that the truth?
And it leads into the match. It's a non-title grudge match. The Funk Brothers versus the Pubic Enema. H-Dub, I gotta know your thoughts first.
So when the Funks first came out, I thought Dory Funk was actually Vern Gagne. So I'm like, oh damn, that looked like the wrestler, the original wrestler.
Recounted by us in the earlier Street Smart discussion. You're welcome.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh, and that was also the first Street Smart audio cinema. Street Smart cinema.
It was.
You're also welcome. So, man, it was painful watching these two old decrepit dudes try to get put over and look credible against the Public Enemy. I do not think Dory has a clear understanding on selling, or maybe he just didn't want to sell like he should, because it was just strange and odd and uncomfortable. And like normally I would have a lot of, enmity and bad things and hateful things to say about Terry Funk and stuff, but I want to say it was probably the first time I actually felt sorry for the Funks, because it was rough. It was rough to watch. I don't know. Maybe I felt sorry because I felt sorry for Dory. And then I realized they both have girl names, Dory and Terry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know two bitches named Dory and Terry. You know what I'm saying? So I would never name my sons Dory or Terry, but that's just me. I don't know how they got down in the Funk household, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, this match was you told me that Public Enemy gets made fighting these two old motherfuckers. I don't see it. Now, unless they take a dip in the Lazarus pool or something and, get transported back to their 30s, this is like people lose their jobs for doing stuff like this in senior citizen centers.
The Enema's looking serious entering the ring. Funk's out. They come out to Fanfare for the Common Man. It's a rock version of the song. It's by Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Sounds like it came out in the 30s.
The Funks get a good ovation from the Philly crowd. The tracking eased up on the last match. I hope it holds up because it feels kind of special as these guys are entering the ring.
Why? Because they might die in the ring?
Terry and Rocco do some stuff, but Rocco Rock wants Dory Jr. So Dory and Rocco do some stuff. The double team face shine, and Johnny Grunge wants Dory now. Grunge gets pummeled with some European uppercuts, called affectionately forearms by Joey Styles.
I gotta love that technical analysis there.
It's a classic tag match until it spills out and it becomes an ECW brawl for a bit. Terry with a chair to Rocco, more chair stuff on the inside. The match has completely broken down. Dory calls it in the ring. Rocco and Johnny aren't that good though. The Public Enema double team Dory. I think I've yawned about 100 times. There is nothing to this match. They're back in the crowd. The tracking is all over the place. My life is all over the place as I write and recount this shit for you. You're welcome.
Oh, man, I can't believe you're not putting over Mr. ECW Face of the Year and Heel of the Year and Superstar of the Year. I can't believe you're not putting him over right now.
The Enema slam into each other outside. Dory and Rocco inside. Grunge and Terrible. Face bloody inside. Dory with a toe hold cut off by Johnny Grunge. Paul and 911 walk down. The Enema with more covers for two. 911 choke slams the ref. Double clothesline to Dory for the win after Paulie yells, "Go home!" Double negative. What the fuck was this mess?
I would love to know.
The Enema double covers Terry. They grab at Paulie. Paul powders. Rocco powders. Terry drops a worker's bench onto Rocco Rock. Dory covers Johnny. Funk then counts the 3 count. Triple negative infinity. I have no fucking clue what is going on right now. This is fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm watching this shit and going, I'm gonna have to talk about this shit.
Yeah.
This shit is completely awful. And shout out to Paulie, because in clip form, he makes these motherfuckers look like superstars. Superstars. Watching this shit in its entirety is a testament
Oh, man.
to the physical prowess of the scourge of the IWC and the motherfucking paragon of professionalism and the pony poon pulverizer hot stuff Hollywood, because this shit is awful.
And I watched this straight through. I didn't even take breaks.
You're a good man.
You know what I'm saying?
You might be the Iron Man of the team right now.
Hey man, just have to make up for past mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So
Terry and Rocco fight in the crowd. Grunge chokes Dory with some wrist tape. Dory with a comeback. Grunge botches a low blow. It's cut off by Johnny. This shit will not end. So I'm ending this. But wait, there's more. Terry and Rocco at the nest. He tied Rocco by the feet and he drops him upside down.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, I had to sit through 15 minutes of schlock just for that shit. After I just watched the Lunkheads and Shane and Roughneck fight for no reason, and then Goof and Hack fight to a no contest and a no disqualification match.
Yeah. Oh man, talk about your money grab. They're just taking money at this.
Oh.
And it was a jammed wherever they was at.
Them motherfuckers got ripped off and they don't even know it. I saw Neckbeard in the crowd.
Oh man, get your refund. Maybe you could still get a class action going there.
Paul didn't pay the boys. You think he gonna pay? Neckbeard, Mike Johnson.
Hey, you never know. Brock Lesnar's the Universal Champ.
Moving on. So we got a TV title match. Mikey Whipwreck, the champion.
Oh boy.
Versus the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the Rockin' Rebel, along with Jason, the sexiest man on earth. I said why Rebel hasn't been TV champion by now is ludicrous.
It is ludicrous.
It's insane. He should have been the TV champ. Very few guys get natural heat like the Rockin' Rebel. He's been over for a long time. He was injured a little bit last year. That hurt him a little bit. But a TV title reign would have been quite awesome. Jason still gets booed. Rebel gets some cheers. Mikey gets a mixed reaction. Rebel jumps him. They do moves. More moves. Jason trips Mikey. Mikey finally hits his first offensive maneuver against Jason, the sexiest man on earth. So this motherfucker has been getting his ass pummeled for months.
Yeah.
And the first motherfucker he hits is Jason. Stay tuned. Mikey, Rebel and Jason heel miscue. Mikey drags Jason in. It's an assisted powerbomb with rope strips. Jason, Rebel Pearl Harbor's the ref for the DQ, obviously. Dud. The post-match has a beatdown. Taz comes out to Captain Save a Goof. Taz saves. The Pitbulls run in for the 4-on-1 beatdown. The numbers game gets Taz. Pitbull 1 and Rebel stretch Taz. Number 2 comes off with 2 splashes. Now Jason in with some shots. Now he comes off the top rope. The wrestlers finish the beatdown while Jason gyrates. Hollywood, your thoughts?
I was extremely disappointed because I distinctly remember the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Rockin' Rebel, proclaiming in either the Go Home show or the show before the Go Home show that when he had his title match that he was not gonna he wasn't gonna fuck around and get disqualified. He was gonna hit Mikey with one move, pin him, and be the TV champion. So he had a few opportunities where he did pin him, like he laid down on him one time and then he got up and shit. So basically he didn't do what he said he was gonna do, so that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Outside of that, like I don't know, this whole little Mikey title thing, like if they could find different ways to do it, maybe it'd be a little more interesting. Maybe it'd be a little more interesting, but it's starting to get old to me.
All I can say is stay tuned. You'll see the payoff.
That we shall.
It's wondrous. So we have the dream match main event. We got Sabu along with 911 and Paulie Dangerously versus the outsider, Cactus Jack. Sabu's chained up with 911, but there's no dolly. Paulie cuts a quick promo. We got a 411 sighting on the floor. Cactus Jack comes out to Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf, I believe.
Get your motor running.
Sabu starts with 3 enziguris. Sabu with some shine. Typical of a babyface, but you can't really call Sabu a babyface in this match because he's with Paulie.
Absolutely.
Because Paulie's a heel.
Absolutely.
But this is a dream match. So traditional babyface and heels do not apply.
This is true.
Foley outside. Sabu goes for a dive. Jack powders to the crowd. Foreshadowing. There's outside stuff with a chair. This is a showcase for Sabu in the early goings. Suicide dive through the ropes onto a seated Mick Foley. Inside air Sabu. Second, finally cut off by Foley. Foley on offense. He does the cactus clothesline. He does some outside stuff starring Cactus Jack. Apron elbow. Jack misses a top rope move. Sabu with a slingshot leg drop for 2 3/4. So they do more stuff. All right. A lot of stuff. Sabu caught up top. Backdrop counted into a splash. I'm trying to get everything because they're moving at a breakneck pace at this point. It's a drop kick by Sabu. Standing switch, both outside. Sabu no-sells Foley stuff into the crowd, gets a table and puts Foley through it. More outside stuff starring Sabu. Another table spot. Acai moonsault to the outside. I think he missed. Couldn't get a good shot of the camera. Foley puts him through the ropes. Pin for 2. Chunk a table into Sabu's face. Cheating distraction combo with Paul and 911. 911. There's a phone to the head. Sabu jumps up for the win. So you mean to tell me Sabu didn't hit a triple nut buster Hurricane Rana off the top of heaven through 18 tables covered in Mia Khalifa Pony Poon juice, AIDS needles, crashes through that, pinning Foley through the 7th level of hell?
Apparently not.
1 fucking star. This post-match better be awesome. Because as a match, this shit was terrible. It was just move after move after move. Motherfuckers wasn't telling shit. And then Sabu fucking pins him for 3. That's goofy.
Did absolutely nothing for me.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And then Foley put that shit on his first DVD, greatest hits and misses. It was a collection of Mick Foley matches that he thought was great. And that match wasn't great. That was a miss.
Yeah, that's definitely a miss.
The crowd booed the finish, as they should. 911 holds Foley. Paul starts whacking him with the phone. LOL. 2 stars. Paul then goes to the other side of the ring. He's posted in the corner. He throws down the phone, pulls his sleeve back, and telegraphs the clothesline the entire way. Jack ducks. Paul bounces into 911, falls to the floor. 3 stars. Jack with Fist of Fury on 911. He gets over on 911. He kicks him in the balls. Drop kicks Sabu off the ring. Then decks 911 with an unfolded chair. 4 stars. Mr. Hughes runs down and he starts beating on Foley. But Shane Douglas runs down and pulls Mr. Hughes away. Wow. The Lunkheads come back and they start fighting on Roughneck and the ECW Heavyweight Champion. Sabu with a dive onto everybody. Sabu and Jack brawl into the crowd. Back in, Sabu cracks a bottle on the Jack's head. The crowd chants for both guys. 911 brings in a table. Foley goes through it. It breaks. Sabu moonsault. Foley no sells it, and then he gets a table suplex. Your thoughts of the match?
Well, I gave my thoughts on the match. Did nothing for me. I don't know, because it's a mixed bag. So, like, all right, we got all this extra stuff going on outside the ring or whatever, and the crowd was into it. So, you know, the crowd being into it kind of got me into it a little bit. But still, at the end of the day, it's just two dudes that, you know, I really don't care about beating each other up and stuff. And then I'm still trying to figure out why did Shane stop Mr. Hughes from beating on Cactus Jack. So, I don't know. It's just a cluster.
Stay tuned on that.
Oh.
So, after the match, as chaotic as it was, Mick Foley cuts the promo of a lifetime. He's talking about how he's the WCW Tag Team Champion. But he spits on the belt and throws it down and says, tonight he lost the three biggest titles, ugliest wrestler, most suicidal wrestler, and Dr. Kevorkian's favorite wrestler. And this is the promo that got back to Ric Flair. Ric Flair being head booker of WCW in 1994 before the Hogan acquisition. And he basically thought that Foley was burying WCW.
Oh.
So it started their real life heat. Their real heat.
Oh, wow.
And this has been recounted by Mick Foley in his book.
Interesting.
And it was also rebutted by Ric Flair in his book. And that started their real, like I said, it continued their real life heat until they worked in 2006. And they had that awesome match, I believe, at SummerSlam or one of the fall WWE pay-per-views. And they worked again together in TNA. But nobody saw that.
No. I had no clue it even happened.
So then it goes to Paul Lee and he cuts his usual money fucking promo. It's like, why didn't you cut the promo during the show? You could have cut that promo during the show and saved it. He saved all his bullets to the end. Overall, for historical purposes only, all big shows are a watch. But you can skip everything until the finish of Foley Sabu. Of Cactus Jack Sabu. Yeah, you can skip everything. Because this show is terrible. It's a show of moments. It's more of a storyline show. Because, you know, you got the Goof hack stuff that got progressed.
You mean the stuff that's still going on? This is what, match number 3, 4 already with Cairo and Sandman? I just knew this was the blow-off match. I just knew it. It's cool, pay your bills and all that other stuff, but I'm sick of Tommy Cairo and Peaches. I'm sick of them.
You also had the first offensive maneuver from Mikey Whipwreck, and that starts the Jason Mikey story, or continues the Jason Mikey storyline in a way. Adds heat to it at least.
Okay.
And you got the Funks and the Public Enema. You know what I'm saying? You know, Rocco's going to go off on a tangent about how he got hung upside down off the Eagle's Nest.
And rightfully so. That was uncalled for. Don't hang a man upside down. What do you think, he Batman or something?
And then you have the Jack Sabu stuff. You got the Shane Hughes stuff. You know, you got the Paulie mixed in with that. So you got a lot of moments, a lot of storyline building, and it's a show where you say, "Oh, well, where did they go from here?" So in the following clip shows that we'll be reviewing, it will probably add some music between the notes. So this show is basically a broad stroking of storylines, filled with moments, but not a lot of stuff in between. Hopefully the shows following will fill in the gaps.
I can't believe in 1994 they were doing filler Supercards.
Again, next week. What's next week? Shit, I don't know.
This is June 24th was this episode. So
Okay, so June 28th, the clip show of Hostile Shitty Showdown.
all right. Yay.
And the July 5th show, 1994, that we'll be reviewing for you. Again, you're welcome.
It's not easy, everybody.
Yeah. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Peace.